Hi, I'm Nisha Long and welcome to Manager Focus, where I'll be looking at the managers who have taken in the most net inflows in the third quarter of this year. Starting with third position, we have Kurt Nielsen and Steve Ryder of Aviva Investors. They manage the Aviva Investors Global Sovereign Bond Fund, which has attracted $1.85 billion of net inflows during the last 3 months. The fund has been popular with investors due to its low-risk investments in bonds issued by government and supranational issuers worldwide. The fund's top 10 issuers include bonds issued in Japan, the US, France, Germany and Australia. Over the past 3 years, to the end of September, the fund has returned 17% in US dollar terms, while the Citywire assigned benchmark, the Bloomberg Global Aggregate Total Return Hedged to Sterling Index, returned 15.2%. Now for the managers in second position, and they are PIMCO's Daniel Iverson, Joshua Anderson and Alfred Murata. They co-manage the PIMCO GIS Income Fund, which has taken in estimated net inflows of $2.48 billion over the third quarter of the year. This is quite a turnaround for the fund, as it suffered hefty outflows at the height of the COVID pandemic, losing just over $24 billion from March to April 2020. However, the fund has been quick to recover as investors continue to keep faith with this flexible bond fund. The fund size is almost back to where it was pre-pandemic and is currently around $74 billion. This fund is designed for investors who seek steady income and takes a broad-based approach to investing in income-generating bonds. The managers continue to favour housing-related and mortgage credit due to their resilient fundamentals. At the end of September, their top industry sectors by market value invested were banks at 11.7%, electric utility at 2.4%, and aerospace defence at 1.93%. The fund has continued to perform well and over the past 3 years has returned 16.6%. This is while their Citywire assigned benchmark, the Bloomberg Global Aggregate Index, returned 13.3%. And finally, the managers attracting the most net inflows over the third quarter of this year is Allianz's Doug Forsyth, Justin Cass, Michael Yee and David Alberto. They currently manage the Allianz Income and Growth Fund, which has taken in estimated net inflows of $2.86 billion over the last 3 months. Forsyth will be leaving Allianz in March 2022, and his successor, Justin Cass, has stepped up to the mark. Despite news of Forsyth leaving the firm, this hasn't suppressed investors' appetite for the fund. The fund was also at the top for taking in the most net inflows in the first half of the year at $5.5 billion. The fund's popularity comes from its flexible mixed asset approach, with investments in equities, high-yield bonds and convertible bonds in equal proportions. And as expected, performance has matched with flows. The managers have returned 40.5% on the fund over the past 3 years to the end of September. In comparison, the Morningstar Moderate Target Risk Index returned 33.3%. Well, that's all from me, but do join me again next time for another episode of Manager Focus.